Frank, another big copper box show and the addition of Tyson Fury to the card. How did he become a member of your team?
Well, we had a couple of meetings over the holiday period and we agreed we'd work together, and that's what we're doing.
Is it a long-term agreement?
Yeah, we've got a long-term agreement, and first fight is on the 15th. Be a couple other fights, and then in June it's penciled in that providing Derek wins his fights and keeps winning, and he does, that we'll put the tournament together.
I've taken it that be a football stadium.
Yeah, it's a massive fight. Well, it's the biggest fight out there, isn't it? I mean, Carl Froch and George Groves is a great rematch. This is a great fight. This is an equal par for me, because you've got an undefeated fighter and you've got one of the most improved fighters in the country, or in the world, I think, in Derek.
I mean, you banged the drum for Derek. Do you still think he wins the fight?
Yeah, I mean, I managed Derek. I wouldn't put him into a fight I didn't think he could win. And he has been beaten, so sometimes I'll get it wrong. But him and Tyson is a huge fight. They fought a couple of years ago, but they're different fighters. Both of them are different fighters. I mean, Tyson, I think, has come on a bundle, and Derek certainly is, in the last year, has changed. I think he's changed his career completely and changed, his whole approach to the game.
And Derek's got a tough fight against Rudenko, hasn't he?
That ain't easy. I mean, the guy's 24-0. He's got 16 knockouts. Come from Ukraine, the home of the world champions, and he's got good grounding. We know he can bang. We know Derek comes to fight, so it should be a little bit explosive.
And of course, the shark, the copper box, is stacked again, and there's Frank Buglioni making the first event as his WBO European title. What progress you're expecting from Frank in 2014?
Well, I was really impressed in his last fight. He really did impress me. He stepped up his game, and if he keeps doing what he does, then I think by the end of the year he'll be fighting for a title, a good title, and should be in a good position. Him and Callum Smith down the line is going to be a huge fight, no doubt about it, provided they both keep winning.
Another one of your fighters making progress is Bradley Skeet. He's fighting Vivian Harris. Is it going to be a case this year of moving him up in class gradually?
Well, he's certainly being moved up against Vivian Harris. One thing is he's in with a guy who's an operator, former world champion, and this will be a tough fight for us to look at and see where he's at. It's a learning. When I say it's a learning fight, this guy, will be a teacher in the fight, so it's going to see whether he can overcome all the problems that he's going to present him. So for me, it's a big step up for him.
Also on the cover box show, Hughie Fury, who was they think they're saying could beat Mike Tyson's record of number of fights to the world heavyweight title.
I think he had 12 fights last year, didn't he? I'm sure he's 12-0. He's obviously a young man on the move, and I've seen him fight a couple of times, seen footage of him, and I like what I see. So I think again that's going to be quite a. I'm quite pleased. He's quite a good addition to the card. I think it's great for the fans, and obviously he's got a long way to go. But for me, he's an exciting young prospect.
And also Nathan Cleverly, he's pulled out of his fight WBO interim cruiserweight title. What was the thinking behind that, Frank?
Well, he pulled out because two reasons. One, there was a problem with the recognition of the title. We were told when we made the fight that it was going to be for the title, but because he was coming off a loss, that wasn't the case, and then he sustained an injury, so he wouldn't be ready for the 1st of February, but he'll be out again in March, and we'll be announcing that next week.